applicant for case ZC 25001 and 043, known as Black Road Solar 1 and Black Road Solar 2. I'm with New Leaf Energy, formerly Borrego Solar, and I wanted to just touch on a couple things about the two projects that we have in front of you today. One of the things that I don't think was transpired on the previous hearings was our native pollinator mix that we're calling out. The areas around the panels within the site were planted with a native pollinator seed mix. These native plantings will provide water quality benefits, pollinator-friendly habitat, soil stabilization, and watershed benefits. A professional landscape contractor will be chosen for the establishment and management of these seeding areas. We are also working alongside Will Southern Cook Soil and Water Conservation District for specific species that they would like to see. The Will County Farm Bureau has been consulted, and we've had discussions with them, and they seem to think that everything that we've done so far is in their approval. The Troy Fire Protection District, I know that they've had some issues, but we wanted to address a couple things. That we definitely are going to have an emergency response plan in place during construction and operation. Project company will also offer to provide on-site training to the fire district, and we will also seek to make sure we get final approval at building permit. We also are willing to waive our appeal for a variance to request a 25-foot setback on the southern property line of site number 1. We can simply reduce our footprint of the system to accommodate the increase in setback without a variance, and we utilize the current 50-foot setback. That is all. Thank you.
I heard someone say a question. Oh, I'm sorry. Member Trenier.
Will the installation of this solar array increase the number of students attending local schools and thereby increasing the cost of the local schools to provide an education? Thank you.
Thank you. Member Oxley?
Yes. Who will be paying for the additional training for the fire department?
We would, the project company.
So you're going to reimburse the fire department for the training hours the men and women in the fire district put in?
That is something we would need to talk to them about. We would definitely provide the training, but yeah, I understand what you're saying.
And who would pay for the additional equipment to put out the fires on a solar farm?
That I'm not sure. I do not know.
Because how do you put out a fire on a solar farm?
Typically, it's foam is most commonly used.
Foam or cement?
Foam is what I've read. It also is pretty rare. We don't have a whole heck of a lot of case studies on the panels catching fire. So we would definitely have some training that we can review with the fire department.
Well, so I mean, a foam truck is a whole different animal from normal trucks that they have in the fire district. So who's going to pay for a foam truck for the fire district? Are you guys willing to do that?
I'm not sure. That I do not know.
Okay, thank you.
I think you're good. Thank you, sir. For this gentleman? All right, I'm sorry, sir. Sorry. It's a little. Sorry.
Thank you, Madam Executive. It triggered a thought with me. What member Oxley asked about the foam, and you responding, you were pretty sure it was foam. I have solar panels on my home. I own them. We had the unfortunate experience of a squirrel. And it caused the panel to catch on fire and my roof.
Wow.
The fire department did come, but I don't believe they used any foam to put the fire out. Now, granted, this is a roof fire, not a huge fire. But the key, as I understood it, and again, I could be wrong, was taking the power down. And so when a neighbor saw this fire on the roof, they alerted my husband. He ran outside. He went to the breaker box and turned it off. I don't know how that works on a solar array. I'm not sure that you do. But I'm wondering, do you have the ability to turn them off remotely?
Yes. Remotely, no, we can shut them off at the street side, and that's part of the operations plan.
So that would be part of what you trained like the
Yes.
fire department on is how to turn it off?
Yeah.
Which is the same thing my husband did, only untrained. And I'll have to talk with him because he's a retired Navy cook. And every person on a naval ship has to know how to respond to fire. And there are different ways and different circumstances. And now I'm curious to ask him, what do you do about electrical fire?
Yeah.
I know it's probably not water.
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But he mentioned cement, and I'd never heard of that. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they don't have cement available on a Navy
You have
ship.
a question?
Yeah, do you know if the cement is really the way?
I've never heard that before. I also know that there's some recommendations, if depending on how the fire is that you can let it burn out, which I don't necessarily think that's a great idea either. But I know that foam is probably the number one recommended method, but he is correct by that's different apparatus and stuff like that is required. So
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
thanks.
All right, anyone else? No, yep, now we're going.
It started. Thank you, Madam Executive. Yeah, I just wondered how common is a fire at a solar field?
There's data that you can read, and some of it's obviously pro-solar, some of it's anti-solar. I do not know of a fire that has happened in our area in northern Illinois personally. So, but I don't know like what the exact statistics are. on
Okay,
that.
thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions for this gentleman? Oh, Mr. Butler.
So does this specific facility only have solar? Does it have batteries as well, or just solar panels?
This will only be solar, no battery storage. Thank you.
For this, okay, no, you're coming back. All right, folks, you gotta let's get our act together here, folks. All right, thank you. Mr. Ballage.
Is the solar company gave you the MSDS reports
From the panels themselves.
from everything on it? So the equipment that's under it, the panels, all of it, because a lot of cases they're going to contaminate the ground. So we need to know that everything is in order.
Yeah.
And did they give that to you?
Our spec sheets, I would need to go back and look and see what they call out, but I'm pretty sure the spec sheets for the panels and the equipment list all of the materials used to manufacture them.
And then the last question is, assuming that within the next 10 years, so solar panels no longer have any value because of hydrogen engines being created, which they're already in existence, they're going to get rid of them,
Mhm.
right? And now when the solar company goes bankrupt and leaves, does the fire department responsible to take them panels out and dispose of them? Or if not, then who does?
So we have a decommissioning plan that is part of our submittal, and we will post a bond for the dollar amount up to, I believe, 25 years from the start of construction. We include inflation in that bond, and it is enough money to decommission the entire site. So the county, I believe, holds the bond, and then they would then pay somebody to take it
But
down.
my question is more of the concept that no matter what the bond is, if no landfills accept it, what are you responsible to dig a hole and bury them and put cement around them? Or
No.
what is
So-
the fire department's responsibility to the citizens to protect them if the solar panels are just left there?
So there are certain places now that are becoming more and more popular to recycle some of the material. Solar panels have glass, plastic, silicone, other things in it. The racking is all made out of steel. There is very, very little concrete used in putting these sites in. Most of them are driven piles, so they can be removed with very little imprint or footprint. There's transformers, a couple concrete pads that are not very large, and then a gravel driveway and fence. So those are like the major components. Our decommissioning plan specifically lays out all the costs associated with removing all of these items. Recycling is hopefully going to get better as the years progress, But as of right now, we would assume that the panels would have to go into a landfill.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm
going by the
just
premise that there's no more subsidies going out for these companies, so they're, a lot of them are gonna go out of business because they depend on our tax dollars to be making a profit. And everybody in the room pays on their electric bill every month for these subsidies, so it's just not like it's tax dollars, it's coming off your electric bill. So, I got a problem altogether with these solar panels, with anything, because when they are gone, someone's gotta take care of it, take care of the problem. So you got bond money, and so that's gonna help. But what if there's no place to get rid of some of the, you said not all the material, there's some material that's still hazardous that there's nowhere to dump.
That is what's in the actual panels themselves is up for debate on if it's hazardous or not. There are new manufacturers that are coming out that have less and less, I think, lead in the circuitry. So, I'm not going to say that it's 100% biodegradable. It's not. But as the years go by, things are going to get more and more being able to be recycled. And so our estimates that we come up with take most of that into consideration, and it should be plenty to decommission the entire project.
Yeah, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm just, trying to point out that these solar facilities, they're not farms, they're facilities or generation hubs. We're not gonna, energy hubs, we use the wrong word. It's definitely not a farm, it ruins farmland. So, I got a problem with that too. But, I just wanna point out that there's an issue for the fire department because you guys put out fires, but you also seem to be the forefront of saving the community when they got a problem, and that would be a big problem. And that's why I'm asking those questions of you. So I'm not trying to give you a hard time, okay? But God bless you.
Thank you.
Member, Ogala, sorry.
It's worse than the Judy Julie scenario. What county board district is your solar facility proposed for? Do you know?
Yes, one.
Okay.
Okay.
As far as your connection poles to comment, how many of your poles are planned to not be buried, do you know?
I'm not sure what you mean. The utility poles themselves?
So comment has so many poles that they install, but then there's poles for you.
Yes.
And what is the plan there? I like to see all of them buried.
It's 3 for them and then 3 for us.
Okay.
So it would be at least 6.
And do you know if you have the ability, what the voltage is, and if the ability to bury those?
The 3 beyond ComEd's, so which would be ours. I can get back to one that I think we can do underground installation. It's a way more expensive and a little bit of a different process, but I'm pretty sure we can accommodate that if that's a condition that you guys would like to see.
Yeah, so I live on a farm, and so for me, when we are bringing an unlike industry to the country, okay? And you have all these poles standing willy-nilly in the middle of nowhere. It's really like changes the landscape. We live in the country. We don't want to see poles everywhere. I understand ComEd can only bury, they cannot do theirs. But definitely, where it's able to be done, the solar facility company should definitely bury every pole that they have. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Member Axley.
You mentioned bonds. Is the bond going to be renewable every year? Or how do you plan on the bonding company staying in business for 25 years? Because they come and go like insurance companies do.
That's a good question. I know that I do not know the financial portions of the bond, but I know that I thought that the bond gets posted with the county, and then the county holds it. But I don't know the financial.
Who pays the maintenance fees on the bond every year? The upgrade.
I don't know.
A lot of unknowns here. Thank you.
I don't see any other lights here. Are we good? For once? We good? All right. Thank you. Please state your name for the record, sir, and if you can, the case that we are addressing. Thank you.
My name's Clarence DeBold, Mayor for the Village of Shorewood. I'm referring to cases ZC25041 and ZC25043. These are both the Black Road Solar 2 and Black Road Solar 1. With that, I appreciate the time, Madam Chair, members of the County Board, for letting us come to this. My comments are going to reflect both cases. First and foremost, project of this size has already garnered 10 objections. And I think they are worth noting. You have objections for these projects from the Village of Shorewood, City of Joliet, Troy Township, Troy Fire, Manuka Community High School, Troy Grade School, Joliet Township High School, Grand Prairie Water Commission, State Representative Harry Benton, and Rosalio's the Rosalio family who's out there at County Line Road in Balch Road. The underlying concern on these two cases is citing. The Village of Shorewood supports solar in appropriately zoned locations. We've already annexed a solar facility. We worked with the gentleman. We worked with the company and made it work in an appropriately zoned location. So we're not anti-solar, but we are following our comprehensive plan. No different than when the county follows its plan, where you put up a new courthouse. You weren't going to put a trucking facility in the middle of downtown. But the county board followed its plan. It put forth effort to put a plan together and move forward and follow through. Just as the Village of Shorewood has done with stakeholders that we updated that through. Again, the Village of Shorewood is following its 1.5 miles of extraterritorial, pardon my language, zoning jurisdiction based on county standards. And again, this initial property, which would be Solar Project 2, is right across from Village of Shorewood. Saddlebrook subdivision is annexed into the village, and again, it is immediately next to corporate limits. Again, we're not talking about development that's 2, 3, 4 miles away, anything of that nature. If the Grand Prairie Water Commission project moves forward, the Village of Shorewood and 5 additional municipalities are part of this. This has a significant impact to our ratepayers. The Village of Shorewood, City of Joliet, Village of Romeoville, Village of Manuka Shanahan, and the City of Crest Hill joined together for the Water Commission, which brings lake water to serve over 250,000 residents in 2030. So each of these communities is making certain our ratepayers are not impacted. Again, each of these communities, the Village of Shorewood, had to make a plan. We had to establish a plan for lake water. No different than we establish a plan for how we develop. No different than how the county makes a plan for how its land uses and how it's going to develop as well. The other comments, valuation. Schools, there's a reason the schools got on board with this. The schools may understand, the schools do understand, that's why they objected to these projects. Yes, there may be some money going into the schools with no student impact, but it's nowhere near the valuation if it's any type of single-family homes, townhomes, apartments. All of that increases the land value and helps the schools. There is a minimal impact. The schools have recognized that. They are not going to have an ongoing impact for the next 30 years of a student burden. Route 52, County Line Road's already been deemed a dangerous intersection. That project's already in the works with IDOT to be a roundabout. This project, the Black Road Solar North, is right there along those edges. So again, why add another burden? These solar panels aren't buried in the middle of nowhere, folks. These are right smack off of 52, Balch Road, County Line Road, Black Road. These are in plain sight. This isn't just a community solar project that's a 5 megawatt facility. It's not just a community solar project. They're looking to do 10. That's two projects. That's 10 megawatts. We're no longer talking community solar. We're talking about a commercial energy facility now. And then what stops them from coming back and applying again? Let's not forget, green energy currently only occupies about 2% of our energy grid. Data centers. Hot topic. Everybody wants a data center. Data centers require energy and water. An average data center requires 350 megawatts of power.
To
To do that
on a
on a
200
200-acre
project
project
for a
for a 350 megawatt data center, you need 2,000 acres of solar.
We
We have to put this in
context.
context.
There's over 500 acres of commercial, industrial rooftops that are available. We need to continue to work with our legislators to find better incentives to utilize that space, not our farm space.
Again,
The bottom line is these projects impact our health and welfare of our communities.
They do have a significant impact.
When you
When
want
you
to
want
talk
to talk
about
about
what the
what the
solar panels do,
that's
that's
great.
Residential
Residential
folks are doing it. They can feel that benefit themselves. But when you get into a commercial or a community solar project, there's no guarantee that the residents gain that, receive that benefit. You'll hear some of these folks talk about up to 10%. And again, you have to sign up for it. How is that supporting the region as a whole? The other bigger concern for you would be is your contaminants. Your contaminants aren't so much for fire. It is an underlying concern. I'm never going to take that away from the fire department. Your bigger concern needs to be hail damage, vandalism, from that product leaking and then it's leaching into your soils. That's your underlying concern. Solar panels are made out of lead. Other components that I don't have the proper chemical names in front of me. But again, folks, the Village of Shorewood supports solar in an appropriately zoned locations. I urge a no vote for both of these cases, which are on your agenda, items 4 and 5.
Member Ballage.
Yeah, you cited a lot of different things of why there shouldn't, solar panels shouldn't go in. Would you consider them a severe hardship to everybody? I would, but would you?
I want to be very cautious on how I respond to that, simply being, we've approved in Village, we have approved the solar facility. We have one, but again, it's the siting. Each municipality needs to be able to find appropriately zoned locations. And we have identified over 1,100 acres of industrial space that fits, and it doesn't impact the residential growth. We know there's a housing shortage in Will County. We want to be part of the solution. The Village of Shorewood just approved 2 different developments in Lennar, bringing over 400 plus single-family homes. We've got a couple of other builders that are looking at other options and where we can go. The Village of Shorewood itself is investing over $2 million in running sewer and water lines under the Route 52 corridor. As any of us know, and as you folks know, working on a county board, working with the public utility is not the easiest, and it's not a fast-paced process. It takes time. You can't just say, I'm going to put a 24-inch sewer line through ComEd's easement nor under a railroad at the snap of your fingers. It takes time. It will result in progress, but it does take some time.
I was about the solar place you already got. That's fine. It's already there. This new one, it seems to me that it creates a big hardship. And that's the thing that we're supposed to be, the word hardship is what we need to hear. So that's why I'm trying to get you to say the word hardship.
The word hardship, the location of these 2 projects, in the Village of Shorewood's opinion, and with the 9 other objectors, do have significant impact on the health and welfare of our communities. I hope that answers your question, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Ballage, for leading the witness. Member Berkowitz.